Okay, I'm going to show you how to play the plague. There's a couple key things you need to know. Trick is, if you want to get the abilities for each of the viruses, stick to using the bacteria and play the game on casual. And use a strategy that I'm about to show you, and you'll easily be able to have upgrades for the other viruses and make them easier to play on the harder difficulties if you so wish to do this. The trick is, when you start out, select China. Set the game to fast forward and wait a little bit so we can get some DNA points. Now, a lot of these pop-up messages will give you clues of some upgrades that you can use to give you a little benefit in the infection. For the most part, I ignore them because the strategy is basically kind of overpowered. So if you don't want to, if you have a difficult challenge, just ignore using the strategy, but you can still take some advice from it. Okay, we should have enough points. First thing, 3 things you upgrade is you go to abilities, you get cold resistance, heat resistance, and drug resistance. The thing you don't get is bacterial resilience. That's sort of completely useless. Evolve, and we gotta get a little bit more for that. Okay, evolve. I'm gonna get some more points and I'll show you the next thing to upgrade. The trick is with this, as you can see, you got the red here. That represents the amount of people infected. Then you got the blue bar. That's the amount of people that aren't infected. The trick to the game is you gotta get your infection rate up so much and allow it to have so many different transmission abilities so that it will infect all the countries. Otherwise, if you allow the infection rate to die out, your plague dies and you lose the game. This is one to be noted, okay? Another trick is when you see these messages pop up, as you just saw me click that bubble, you have a lot of bubbles on the screen. When these pop up, don't click this. First you click the bubbles, then click that. That way you don't miss them. Okay, let's go get some symptom upgrades. Get all the level 1. As you see, one of them's already been upgraded because I got an ability. I got the mutation ability, which allows me to randomly get some mutations, or some symptoms. Now you should see it jump up quite a bit. It was around 100,000. It's already tripled. See more infections pop up. Go get the last 2 symptoms. As you see, it's already gaining some momentum. I let it go for a little bit to gain some points necessary for what I'm going to get next. Go to transmissions. Select water. Now pause the game. I'll show you. If you see right here, that's basically ship transport. When you buy water, the water transmission upgrade, these ships become transports for your virus. They're basically cargo container ships, just like in real life. The plague gets on one of the workers, and then it carries around on the map. Anyways, back to the game. As you can see, it's easily going up quite fast. Click on the world so you can see a bigger idea. Okay, back to transmission. Once you bought that, upgrade the genetic stuff to prevent them from researching it. On the things to be noted, on the easy or normal difficulties, you do not really have to worry so much about them getting a cure if you use this strategy and of playing the game. Because your infection will go up so fast, by the time they've already found a cure, you've already infected most of the world. So, let's see, get this, get all. So only these 2, you should be good on the easier settings. Harder settings, I suggest you get like all of them if you can. And Now, the next thing upgrade is the second tier symptoms. Shouldn't be too hard. As you can see, I'm getting plenty of DNA points to do that. Upgrading these to top first because the two upgrades you need to really boost your lethality is Organ Failure, which is right here, and Necrosis, which is right here. I'll show you those in a second. Holy shit, here we go. Just an example of what I was talking about earlier with these events. Just use them to click the bubbles. Okay, let's see. And there's Organ Failure. You need 41 DNA points for that, and I'll get it in a second. Okay. Oh yeah, I need it. One thing is to be noted, get level 1 of the transmission upgrades if your infection is slowing down, because you do not want it to die off. Get it in mosquito, because that's good for hot and humid climates, like some areas of Africa, South America, North America. And let's see. Bird. As you can see, because I got those, it's just popping up everywhere. Oh, that's why. I almost forgot to get the air Trent one that uses the ow. Okay, there we go. As you can see, it started to cure. I'm just going to ignore those. The blue bubbles here, you only have to really pop those on harder difficulties, because with using this strategy again, you don't really have to worry about them. They don't really do much on the easier difficulties. God, these pop-ups. Okay, now the trick is the biggest thing you should get is Organ Failure, then Necrosis, or if by some chance the scientists are close to, or getting pretty far along in the cure, get coma. It'll make the virus or your pathogen or whatever significantly harder to cure, as it says there, obviously. Now, I'll show you this. Now, just watch the death toll. Get necrosis. Another thing to be noted, that you will stop gaining passive DNA points once the infection has reached 100%. And that's not referring to the actual lethality rate, just the infection itself. Meaning once the blue bar is gone, you will no longer get passive DNA points. You can still click the yellow buttons that pop up with the DNA symbol to get some points. So make sure you spend your points wisely while you still can. Oh, oops, gotta put it fast forward. Okay, so I suggest at the end get all the transmission ones. This one's really good for Africa because there's a lot of livestock and farmers in the area. Almost had my infection die out there. Whoops. Okay. Now, usually around this point, the infection, and the cure, to stop doing the cure, because they're around 30 to 50 million. There's not that many scientists left. Below 20 million, they basically fucking give up. And then at the 500,000 population mark, humanity just goes with the fuck it plan. They just enjoy life. There you go. Once that shows up, you've won. There we go. Okay. Well, hope you enjoyed it and hope it helps you. Good luck and have fun with the game. It's very fun.